Hey everybody, Julie here from Mostly Caffeinated. It has been a long time since I made a video, but things are crazy around here, so that's just how it is. Yet another one of these extended breaks that I tend to go on from YouTube. I haven't been blogging either, let's be real. It's been a time. But anyway, I thought I would do something simple today. I don't know if it's mentally simple, but it's simple in setup. I don't have to find anything or get anything, and I can just record with the 5 minutes that I have. But what I wanted to talk about was some things that I've done kind of over the course of my adult life to just kind of simplify or minimalize what's going on around here. This is an ongoing process. I find myself thinking about this constantly. What can I cut down on consuming? What can I cut back on that eats up my time? How can I free up mental space? It's ongoing, and it's not that I've mastered simplifying my life by any means, but in case you're looking for more ideas, in case you are just starting with trying to eliminate clutter either mentally or physically from your life, here's some things I do, such as life. I have a list on my phone, so if I'm looking suspiciously down in the corner, that would be why. I'm going to sort of start superficially and gradually move to deeper thoughts, if you will. So let's talk about superficial things first. Things like hair and makeup and clothes that aren't truly important, but a lot of us enjoy anyway. I think, in case it's not clear from my channel, it should be pretty obvious that I do capsule wardrobes. I keep a small amount of clothing. But the underlying principle behind that is that I stopped trying to make things work that I don't like. When I was a kid, I was taught, I think what a lot of us are taught, that you should have certain things. There are things that make a complete wardrobe, and you should have them, which is not a bad way to compile your clothing if it works for you. So, I had the requisite 3 pair of dress pants, and I had like a couple dresses, and I had the tights, and I had the, jeans, and all the things that I was supposed to have to make, a wardrobe. I don't like most of those things. And it took me until way too far into adulthood to figure out that the things I do like are plenty sufficient for any activity, and I could just stop trying to make it happen with all the things I don't like. I don't like jeans. I don't ever wear jeans. I dislike them. They're uncomfortable. I don't like it. In fact, I hardly wear any kind of pants at all. Other than like a real flowy linen pant, I don't usually wear pants. I don't like them. They're not comfortable. I don't like them. I pretty much wear dresses like 95% of the time. And I can wear the exact same dresses at home that I can wear to church. I don't need to have like 2 wardrobes. I don't need a fancy wardrobe and a regular wardrobe. Sometimes I'll throw a t-shirt over the top of a dress, because I have some t-shirts that I like. But it's not complicated. It doesn't matter. I never have problems doing my daily life wearing a dress. I take my kids to the playground. I go grocery shopping. I clean my house. I do all the normal things. I cut my lawn in a dress. I do everything wearing the clothes that I actually like. I don't have to keep all this junk in my closet. I don't have to struggle trying to make it happen. I just don't. I don't have things I don't like. That kind of bleeds into my makeup life too. I don't wear makeup. The only makeup I even really own is lipstick, because I like lipstick and it's fun, and sometimes I put it on. I can't be bothered with anything else. When I was working, outside of my house, I used to wear like a full face of makeup. I'd put on foundation, I'd put on eyeliner, I'd put on mascara, I'd put on lipstick. It was a thing. And I looked nice, and I kind of enjoyed doing it, but it took time, it took money. It was like effort that I don't know. I'm not sure if it paid off or not. I taught teenagers, so they were kind of looking at my face. They did sort of notice whether or not I had it on. But I don't know if it was like worth the time investment. And when I stopped teaching, I stopped wearing the foundation, because that was really the biggest, time suck. But I still wore the eyeliner. And a couple years ago, I just gave up. I used to think I looked kind of weird if I wore just lipstick and nothing else. So I'd try to darken something else on my face to balance it out. You know what? I look weird to who? Who the heck cares? I don't care. Sometimes I put on lipstick because it's fun. But that's it. I don't bother with the rest. And look, my acne is out in all of its glory. I got pale eyelashes. I don't even pluck my eyebrows anymore. I can't be bothered. Okay, like, who's looking that closely at my face? And if they're that close to my face, that's kind of weird. If they're that close to my face, they're probably my family, and my family already knows what I look like, so it really doesn't make any difference. And then, hair-wise, okay, I have curly hair, so this might not apply to everybody. I'm not sure everybody can physically do this. I don't know. But I only wash my hair once a week. This is something that I came upon while I was still working. It takes me forever to wash this situation. I can't use traditional shampoo because it dries my hair out and it gets crazy fuzzy. And I don't brush my hair, so it's really tangly by the time I wash it. So I have to spend a lot of time, finger combing it in the shower. I have to let my conditioner sink in for a really long time so that it's not super crazy fuzzy. It takes me like 40 minutes to take a shower during which I wash my hair. I don't have time to do that every day or every other day or whatever, so I only do it on the weekend. And I trained my hair to do that. I'm not an expert in hair training, but you can Google that. I trained my hair to only need washing once a week, so that I only have to spend the 40 minutes once a week. And the rest of the week, I just get up out of my bed and pretty much go. Like, I did not wash my hair this morning. I washed my hair 2 days ago. I got out of bed, kind of went like this, and this is what it looks like. Good enough. It's a little bit crazy, but it's curly. That's what it looks like. It doesn't get any better. I can spend a lot of time doing things to it. It's not going to look any better. So, pop out of bed it is. When my hair is long, I wear it in like a big clip, and I sleep with it in the clip. I get up, kind of go like this to calm down the fuzzies, and go. And it stays in the clip all week, and it's perfectly fine that way. Because I don't want to devote the time to it. I'm not some kind of fancy hair person. This is just what comes out of my head. Okay. Then, this is kind of a minor thing, but it happens every day, and I have a lot of kids. I don't make lunches. I don't even pre-make parts of lunches. You'll find a lot of great moms on YouTube who try to tell you how to simplify, being a mom of school-age kids. They'll have cool bins in their fridge of pre-made sandwiches and pre-made vegetable packs and all this stuff. It's cool. The kids pick out things. They put them in their lunch. That's a good idea. You'll see people who freeze sandwiches. They have a month's worth of sandwiches for their kids. That's a cool idea. I'm beyond even that. I don't deal with the kids' lunch in any way. My kids who take a lunch to school and my husband, who works at a school, take leftovers from dinner. So I make dinner. I always make twice as much dinner as we need. We eat the dinner. Then the people who need to pack a lunch go in the kitchen. This is the kitchen. Get their lunch containers. Go in the dining room where the dinner is still sitting. Put dinner right into their lunch containers. Put them right in the fridge. And then we put away what's left over for me and the kids who are home for lunch. Done. If for some reason one of my kids gets picky and doesn't want to eat what was for dinner for lunch the next day, it's their problem to make themselves a sandwich and stick it in their lunch. They have to go in the pantry, which is right there, and get themselves a snack for school and put it in their backpack. I don't do it. I don't put it in a fancy bin. It's in the box it comes from Costco. They open the box, get out their snack, shove it in their backpack. They're responsible for making sure they have a water bottle in their backpack so that they can drink a drink. My 5-year-old buys milk at school. My 5-year-old knows how to count change. He makes sure he has 35 cents in his lunchbox to buy his milk. I don't do it. I have 4 kids and a husband. Most of those people need a lunch. If I was packing lunches, that'd be an hour a day. I'd be packing No. And they're perfectly capable of putting their own lunch in their lunchbox. My 5-year-old can zip. He can zip a bag. He can zip his lunchbox. He knows how to use a container. He can scoop food from a pan into a container. I don't need to do that. He does it. And he decides then how much food he puts in his lunch, so I don't run into this thing where my kid brings 2/3 of his lunch back home and I have to throw it out. He eats his whole lunch because he packs his lunch. He doesn't pack very much lunch. But if it came from dinner the night before, it's not garbage. Even if he only takes one food and only takes a little bit, it was something healthy because it came from supper. So I'm not really worried about it. He's not a big lunch eater. It's fine. He eats a big breakfast and he eats a reasonable amount at supper. So if he only eats a little bit at lunch, that's okay. And I don't do it. And it works out just fine. And by the time he's an adult going off to work and needing to take lunch, he will have been practicing for like 20 years how to make a lunch. So he should be in good shape. Kind of along that same vein, as long as we're talking about parenting school-aged children, along with school-aged children comes like so many volunteer opportunities. So many. Bring a dish to pass at this thing. Sign up to be present at this thing. Go to a PTO meeting. Do this and that and the next thing. And as much as I enjoy volunteering, I actually, if I wrote down all the ways in which I volunteer, there would be many. But I'm kind of like long-term committed to several large volunteer things, and as such, I try really hard not to get involved in the tiny volunteer things, because that's just too many dishes to have in hand, too many irons in the fire, if you will. Because long-term wise, I run our school library, which is a volunteer position. I'm there 2 mornings a week, and I do all of the book selections. I read stories to all the kids. I do all the checking out, checking in, reshelving, buying new books, reading old books. I do all of that myself. Volunteer. I volunteer with the local public library. I'm on the board of trustees for the library. We have meetings monthly. We decide all the things about the library. We do all the voting, all the budgeting, all the program decision. Like, we're going to build a new library pretty soon. Like, I am neck deep in that, okay? And then I help run this special needs summer camp for adults, and I'm on the board of directors for that, and we have the meetings, and we prepare the projects, and we decide the themes, and the lessons, and the crafts, and the running of the thing, and we write rules and procedures. And those are 3 pretty big projects, and they're ongoing. I have been involved in all of those for years, and I'm not quitting anytime soon. So when somebody says, you know, do you want to show up and, you know, help with this one-day thing at school, I'm like, do I want to? Sort of. My first impulse is always to say yes. But when I think about it, if I volunteer for something, I have to bring somewhere between 1 and 3 children with me. So how much help am I being as a volunteer? And what time is that taking away from other things? You know, is that taking away from my writing for the blog that I write for? Is that taking away from my library work at one of the 2 libraries? Is it taking away from my work at camp? Is it taking away from my housework? You know, something's got to give. There's only so many hours in the day. So I try to really limit my volunteering. If I'm already going to be in the building, and it doesn't really require me to not watch my kids, that's one thing. Same thing with, like, bring a thing. Whenever I'm told I need to bring a thing, I try to hop right on the sign up and get, like, the easiest thing humanly possible. I'm the bring paper plates mom, or, like, bring a pre-made container of this. I don't ever sign up to actually cook something, because now I'm beholden to this cooking. You know, even at my house with my own cooking for my family, there's some give. If the kids don't take a nap, if one of them is screaming, if one of them has some kind of accident, if one of them has a lot of homework, and dinner has to get pushed off or dinner has to turn into a convenience food, it's okay. But if I'm to bring something by like 5 p.m. that other people are depending on, what happens if something goes wrong and I don't have time to make the thing? Yeah. So I'll sign up for bring containers of an ingredient, or bring the paper plates, or bring the cups, or, you know, drop off 2 days early 6 dozen pre-packaged cookies. Okay, I can do that. I don't mind spending the money to contribute to these things. I just can't guarantee I have the time to accomplish something fancy. So I choose the non-fancy things. And then to the most cerebral of the ways that I've tried to cut down. One of these is personality specific, and one of them is not. I got a new phone recently. My phone was dead. I don't like getting a new phone, but such is life. And I got a new phone, and I didn't even think about it. But when I set up the phone, I didn't turn on notifications. I had a lot of notifications turned on my old phone, and I just didn't turn them on this one, and it didn't occur to me to do so. I only realized after about a month of having this phone that I don't have notifications on. It does not tell me when I get an email. It does not tell me when somebody puts something on Facebook. It does not tell me anything except if I get a text or a phone call. I and I'm going to keep it that way. I check my email now like once a day. If you sent it an email, it's probably not that urgent. I probably don't need to respond the second it comes to my phone. You'd call if it was, something that needed to be answered right away. So I only check my email once a day. I only go on my social media like once a day and check it. It's genius, really. And it was just an oversight that I didn't set this up on my phone, but it was a good oversight. I need to go on my tablet, because I have too many devices, and turn off my notifications, because so help me, that thing is pinging all day long, and it's rarely important. It's junk emails, or it's social media emails, or it's social media updates, or it's... No. I don't need to know that stuff minute by minute. I've got enough going on that I don't need, a play-by-play of everything that's happening on the internet. That's just crazy. I don't have time for that. And the last one, this is the most, personal to me one, the most my personality struggles, and maybe yours doesn't. But this has to do with hobbies. I made a video a long time ago about my hobbies and kind of how it interacts with my attention deficit-y brain. But I am a starter of hobbies, and I never finish anything. Rarely, ever. I have probably undertaken like 40 hobbies in my life, and I have rarely, ever finished anything. If it's something I'm doing with my husband, he'll push me to get it done, or he'll do it for me. But that's about it. It's almost like my volunteering is my hobbies, and my actual hobbies don't ever get accomplished. And this is really ongoing. Like, I have not mastered this by any means, but I'm really trying to let go of the undone hobbies and not take it as some kind of personal failure or some kind of challenge I have to complete. Like, oh, I know how to do, knitting and other kinds of needlework and craft work, crocheting, whatever. I know how to do those things. I have a bunch of projects started. I kind of like it when I'm doing it. Okay. Odds are not good I'm going to finish the things. I kind of want to in a I want to finish it kind of way, but is that really helpful in my life? What I need to do is some dishes. I do not need to be crocheting right now. And it's fun, yeah, but is it so much fun that I'm going to get it done? Probably not, because I haven't gotten it done in the last 20 years. I like to sew. I have a whole bunch of sewing projects started. Odds are not good. Sometimes I get to some of the mending because my kids need those pants. I usually, I get done the sewing for the school musicals every other year. That's great. But in between all the great ideas I have, even the things I've cut out and not sewn together, it just doesn't get accomplished. And I'm working on not letting that bother me so much. There are days when I sit around and I'm just I can picture all the undone projects. There's one in the closet there. There's one in the basement there. There's one on my desktop here. Here's all the undone projects. But it's just cluttering up my life, and it causes me to lose focus. If I do have an hour or so where the kids are all napping, sometimes I don't do anything because I spend the whole time thinking about the 18 things I could be doing, and I don't settle on one, and I don't do it. And that's crazy. So I'm trying to learn to let it go. Even reading books. There are probably only 2 books in my life that I have ever not finished. And that's not to say there's only 2 books I've read that are not good. I have this weird, instinct that I have to finish a book, even if I don't like the book. It's a deep thing. I always finish books, even if I hate them. Why? That's hours of my life I can't get back. And I do love reading. That's the one hobby that I actually keep up with. I feel there's no finished product. Nobody's looking for me to be done with something. If I start a book and it languishes around for a month, nobody cares. There's not a constant reminder that I should have been finishing something, that there should be a product to show for my efforts, because it's just reading. So reading is the one thing that I do keep up with. But why am I finishing books I don't like? I returned to the library last month a book I did not finish. It was even a book club book. I went to the book club meeting. We talked about the book. From the sounds of it, the end wasn't any better than the beginning. so I didn't finish it, and I returned it. I thought real hard about renewing it and finishing it anyway, but I didn't, and I felt kind of good about that. So I'm working on that. I'm working on not letting the unfinished hobbies bog me down. Like, I should just cut them free, let them go. Maybe when I'm like 50 years old. Not 50, 60. When I retire, when, the kids go to school, I go back to work, eventually I retire, and then I'm an empty nester, and I'm retired. Maybe then I can go back to all these things that I know how to do that are kind of fun that I've never finished. But I'm not going to keep them in my house until then. That's crazy. No, not going to happen. So, there's just 20 minutes of me rambling about all the things I refuse to do that normal people do because I don't feel like I have time. Hopefully that was entertaining or interesting or informative or something, or you just like to listen to my voice for 20 minutes, which I wouldn't understand, but some of y'all are my friends, so maybe. Hope you guys are having a good start to your school year if that pertains to you, and I'll see you around. Bye.